Hi everybody, I'm Jerry Paul and I'm an indie author, and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult fiction across a variety of genres, and if you think that might interest you, then think about subscribing below. I will just apologise for the fact that I have a cold, so I sound all stuffed up. I'm fine, I just a cold. I've not done a video in this series for a while, but I will link the playlist up in the cards. As you might have realised from watching my videos for a while, I'm exceptionally organised when it comes to planning my time and schedule. I use both a paper planner and my iPad calendar as a way to keep me on track. I wanted to do a video today about how being chronically ill and or disabled can have an impact on that. Usual disclaimer, not everybody with a disability is chronically ill, and not everybody who is chronically ill is disabled, and that's fine. I am by far not the only disabled Authortuber, so if this doesn't work for you, there are others to try. With that done, let's jump in. Number 1, it's not just work. I want to be clear that when it comes to scheduling while being chronically ill and or disabled, it's not just work stuff you have to fit into that schedule, it's everything else that comes along with this life. When I first started planning and scheduling, I would use sticky notes on my computer so that I could easily move things around. When I updated to a paper planner and then added in the calendar app on my iPad, I realised that a lot of what I was scheduling wasn't all work. I'll go into the medical side of things in a moment, but to give you an overview, chronic illness and disability, they have a lot of stuff that goes along with them. So how did I get to the point of being organised and scheduling the way that I do now? Lots and lots of practice. I know that sounds like a glib answer, or where I'm going to tell you that and then send you off to work it out for yourself. I'm not. I started with just work. I didn't focus on anything else because I didn't want to overwhelm myself and end up with too much to try and squeeze into a week or a month. I've always been a bit of a planner, scheduler, and so I focused on the things that mattered most to me, like my writing time, and then I very slowly built it up to include things that weren't work related. It takes a lot of back and forth and finding what personally works for you, but you will get there, and just be patient with yourself. Of course I say that and know for some people it's just not possible to do this, and that's okay. It's not a flaw in you. Sometimes it's just that life makes it impossible, but I'll cover that in a moment too. Number 2, medical stuff is hard. So I started talking about medical stuff and how this takes up a lot of my time. I know I'm not the only one that happens to, because being part of being a chronically ill and or disabled is that you have a lot of medical stuff involved. Now whether that's things like appointments at the hospital or doctor, or whether that's things like needing to do certain home care things like physio and such, it all adds up and makes scheduling and planning a whole lot harder. When I schedule things now, I always include those appointments because it makes it possible for me to work out how tired I'm going to be and whether I can do any kind of work that day. And sometimes I just can't. And sometimes it doesn't matter how much I want to get the work done, it's just not going to happen that day or even that week. And you have to be okay with that and listen to your body there. So yes, the medical stuff and all that goes along with that, it does have an impact on how much I'm able to do and how much I'm able to plan as well. And part of living this life is knowing yourself and your conditions and how they affect you. Number 3, it takes a while to hit on the right one. I want to be clear that I did not just land on sticky notes and have everything all fall into place super easily. It doesn't work like that. It might for some people, but I am not one of them. So for me, I was able to try a few things that might work. I started with just a list where I was able to tick things off when they were done. I still use that, but it's on a private blog because of all the information it contains. When I realised that I needed a little more scheduling, I moved on to sticky notes, and while they worked for a long time, they still weren't ideal. And then I found the perfect planner just for me, and I found that worked really well too, and then I threw in the calendar app, and again it just helped to work things out and cement them in my process. It was not all easy and it was not instant, so if you're struggling with one way, then try another. It's perfectly normal to need that time to figure things out, and that's okay. When you find the thing that works, great. And number 4, the chronic ill life on hard mode. I said before that chronic illness and or disability is about living life on hard mode, and that's still very much true. When it comes to scheduling, the same applies. Like I've said, the medical side of things makes that time that you do have exceptionally precious. It can also make it so that no matter how much you want to schedule and plan, you just can't. It's not a lack of work on your side or a lack of trying, it's just that maybe your brain doesn't work that way, or any number of other very much valid reasons. So try not to be too hard on yourself if you struggle with this. If it comes to you and you find a way to work that I've not mentioned, that's great and you should be proud. But if after all the attempts you still can't manage it, you've not failed, you've not done something wrong. It's just the way it is for some people, and that's valid, and it sucks, and it's just the way it is. So yeah, that's scheduling while having a chronic illness. Like I said, it's really difficult to find a way that works for you, but when you land on the way that works, it can make your life so much easier. I manage as much as I do because I've spent my time working out a way that works for me. And even then, there is still some times when I just don't manage to do things because life has thrown me a curveball, and that's just the way it goes. So did you have any tips for scheduling while being chronically ill and or disabled? If you do, let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like, or subscribe. I post videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media, and my books are available everywhere, and you can also sign up for my newsletter. And don't forget to pick up Chronicles the Third Ache, which is the third in a young adult urban fantasy series. And also, don't forget to grab a ticket for Wonderland in Nottingham in July 2025, where I'll be signing books. All the links to which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep writing. Bye.